I'm Kathryn with a strength training workout. Using a mini barbell, let's set our feet apart, knees soft, starting deadlift 2 and 2. Three and 1. Two and 2. Sits bones anchor heelward as we rise. Single rows, we stop at the top of the knee. Shoulder blades draw together. Adding, roll and set. One more, splitting stance, upright rows. Elbow reaching wide to the side. Three and 1. Holding the top. Shoulder press, bar in front of the head. One and 3. Setting up squats. Heel showing slightly. Tailbone initiates, back low, forward high. As we sit back, we anchor the sits bones heelward. 3 and 1. The knee drives forward, centered on the foot. Heel remains grounded. 1 and 3. Singles. Two and 2. Dismounting the weight. Switching to underhand grip and split stance. Bicep curl up 2, down 2. Three and 1. One and 3. So I hope you feel warmed up. Our next training will be for the lower body. It'll be a series of squats. You could hold dumbbells like this, or this. You can hold a barbell or use body weight only. So let's get ready for that. Switching out weight as you like. We'll be doing a lot of reps, so think about that when you pick your load. And if you've had a little break from training for whatever reason, remember the principle of progression. You don't want to go back at your own load if you've been off a little while. You need to back off a little bit. I know I am. Okay, so let's start with our heel showing slightly. Feel your tailbone initiate, reaching back low, forward high, sits bones anchor heelward. 3 and 1. One and 3. Single tempo. Let's alternate bottom half for 4 and 3 with full range. Now one of each. We're going to drop and hold the bottom. As we hold position, we do not hold our breath, but to breathe naturally. Holding longer. And just shake it out a moment. Like a sumo wrestler, we're going to go to wide externally rotated. Feel your external rotators wrapping, anchoring the sits bones, elevating the pubic bone. Tailbone reaches straight down, head reaches straight up. Feel grounding from the center of each heel through the little toe edge of the foot. One and 3. Now triple pulse, a 3, a 2, a 1, and rise. Tailbone dips, 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 head reaches. We're going to drag the left foot in and switch sides. And as we drag it in, feel the inner thigh engaging. Last time. Let's bring our toes forward, shake it out a little. And now narrow stance. Feel the tailbone centering the weight, reaching back low, forward high. Single tempo, here's the pattern. 4, 3. We're going to step wide to the left, tailbone centered. 4 and 3. We're going to elevate the right heel, train the left leg more. Barbell remains level. Now centering weight. And closing left to right. Stepping wide right. Elevating the left heel. Centering. Closing right to left. Let's stay here. and add alternate heel lifts. Now with heels grounded, drop and hold. Holding longer, breathing freely. And shake it out. Okay, great job. Lower body trained. Next, we're going to lie down. It can be directly on the floor or a mat, or if you have a platform, that works great too. We're going to work our chest or our pectorals. So, if you need to change weight, you could use hand weights or dumbbells instead, or body weight only. We're going to have a wide grip, and our target is right at the sternum, the chest bone, where your ribs come together on top. We'll take it down 2, and up 2, and down. Now each lowering, we draw shoulder blades together. We inhale. Feel the chest expansion happen from the inside out, breath supported. 3 and 1. We don't want our elbow to drop much lower than the platform of the step if we happen to be using one. 1 and 3, if you feel a little sting or ping in the front of your shoulder, don't take your arm as low as you are. Now bottom half singles. We're going to alternate one bottom half and one full range. Second and last cycle, 2 and 2. Three and 1. One and 3. Now bottom half singles. Four more. Now alternating one bottom half and one full range. Last 4. Great job. Let's put the weights down first. And then come on up to sitting for a stretch. We reach our arms behind us, soften the spine between the shoulder blade and advance it. Rise through the head, neck long and lifting. Now let's reach our fingertips straight up and our thumbs back. Next, we're going to do deadlifts and dead rows to train the back of the body. Everything from hamstrings and glutes to lower back, rhomboids and middle trapezius. So, if you'd like to change your weight, go ahead. Feel head down, spine to tailbone, your central axis. And think of each end, the head and tailbone, like 2 ends of a teeter-totter. We're going to initiate from the tailbone end. So let's reach the tailbone behind us and then towards the ground. Feel the head respond, reaching forward and then upward. Next to the tailbone are your 2 sits bones. Feel them carving parallel paths to the tailbone. 3 and 1. Now each time you tilt forward, imagine you're puffing up your kidneys, sending your fluids to the back half of the body. 2 and 2, creating intra-abdominal pressure. It feels like wind under the wings supporting your spine. Now single dead rows. We go to the top of the knee, we draw the shoulder blades together, we roll and set. It's a 3/4 revolution, shoulder carves, front up, back and down. Make sure to do the quadrant, back through down. Deadlift 2 and 2. Now you can continue in this 2-footed stance throughout. You have the option to do a split stance, 3 and 1. Feel your tailbone centering and anchoring the weight. And then if you'd like to, you could do a balance stance, 2 and 2. Let's do triple dead rows. Every repetition counts. Shoulder blades glide together. Glide together. Once more. Now deadlift. 2 and 2. Either continuing here or splitting stance, switching sides. 3 and 1. Anyone who would like to, go to balance stance, 2 and 2. Let's do 1 triple row. Two singles. One time only, 7 pulls. Counting 7. Deadlift, 2 and 2. Three and 1. And 2 and 2. To finish this segment, we're switching grip. We're going to go underhand and wide apart. We're going to reach the shoulder blades behind the body, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then return the bar to the leg. Second set, we're doing 3, counting from 8. Third and last. Now place the bar on your leg and slowly reach the head to unfold. Great job. Okay, let's put down our weights, shake it out, and loosen up a little bit. We're gonna work some smaller muscle groups, our triceps next. We're gonna begin doing tricep push-ups, 12 slow ones. The elbows will brush the ribs rather than being wide with the chest emphasis. We're doing tricep emphasis. And then we're going to lie down with the barbell. If you look at where your arm joins the trunk, that's the width of your index finger. That's the width of your elbow. Don't let it splay wider. We'll be lying down with a stationary upper arm as the bar goes towards and away from the forehead, and then we'll bring the bar towards the navel and away, doing presses. Following that, we're going to sit up and using 1 or 2 dumbbells or hand weights, we're going to do French presses. I just noticed I forgot mine, so I'll pretend to have them. Okay, so if you need to change out your barbell, you want to do that now. And then when you have, join me down on a mat for 12 slow push-ups. So, whether you're on your knees or feet is up to you, but you do want to be reaching your head and tailbone away from each other. And wherever your hands are, don't look down there and sag your head. Reach the head from the tailbone and look about a foot or 2 above your hands to keep your ear right over your shoulder. Okay, so here we go. Let's take it down and up. We want a full range of motion. We want to use all the time allotted for each leg of the pathway. Eight more. Four more. All right, great job. Okay, now lying down with the barbell. So remember, we have that narrow grip. And stationary upper arm, starting 2 and 2. Let's take it down and up. Three and 1. One and 3. Now bottom half singles. Okay, now let's take the bar towards the navel and away. Now when you're at the bottom, have your lower arm bones straight up and down in the line of gravity. Your elbow bent like the corner of a square. And now 3, 2, 1, press out. One and 3. bottom half singles. We're going to alternate bottom half and full range. Last 4. Okay, putting the weight down. Now we're going to pick up hand weights or dumbbells. I think I can use one of these. Now, we care as much about our stability factor, the spinal alignment, as we do the mobility factor in the arm, training our triceps. So let's establish that first. Feel the back top of the skull rise, lifting the neck, feeling it long and spacious. Then take the spine between the shoulder blades, soften it, and advance it. Now, reach your upper arm bone as far back as you can, and then point your elbow as forward as you can. And then maintain that stability as we lower 2, raise 2. So we're training thoracic extension, cervical extension, just as much as we're training our triceps. Three and 1. One and 3. And then second and last cycle, 2 and 2. Three and 1. One and 3. Okay, and then let's just shake it out. If you feel your flesh jiggle loosely on the bone, it means your tissues are completely relaxed, and that prepares them well to lengthen in a stretch. Now we're going to continue with hand weights or dumbbells seated, and we're going to work our biceps, the opposite group to the triceps. The thumb edge of the hand will be leading the spatial path. We'll come across, we'll go to the same side, and then we're going to use the radial ulnar joint in the lower arm bone as well as the biceps when we face the palm towards the shoulder and then in with the thumb forward, those muscles that help us turn jar lids, for example. So we're going to do 12 sets each arm of that combination. So once again, rise through the crown of the head, feel a nice tall spine. Let's come across. Same side, now slow this down, palm towards the forward, towards the shoulder, and then thumb ending forward. So here it is, rotating the palm towards the shoulder, ending thumb forward to lead across. Okay, so 8 more. Now begin the rotation when you start the curl and end it when you finish the curl. So we want a gradated flow when we engage the radial ulnar joint. We don't want to get to the end and turn there or turn and start. Good. So 4 more of these. One more. Switching sides. Let's bring it across. Same side, then supinate the lower arm bone. Return to neutral. Eight more. Last 4. Okay, and then once again, shake it out. Shake all the tension out of the tissues. It's like preparing soil before you plant. Those relaxed tissues are going to lengthen better, and you just draw your fingertips towards you like that. Switching sides. Now, while we're down here, let's do some core stability training by holding a plank for a minute. We could be on our forearms or our hands, our knees or our feet. Once again, we want that bipolar spinal reach. We want to keep our gaze above our hands. Keep that center of the ear right over the center of the shoulder. And counting 4, 3, here we go. And good enough. Okay, let's release that. The squats work our front and back side more. We want to work our inner and outer just as much. So we're going to work our outer now, our hip abductors. We'll take the weight all the way off one end, going to the pole only. And the other side you have set up how you'd like for 3 sets of 8 side leg lifts each leg. Alignment is very important. We don't want to be working the front side that we've already worked by having any fold in the hip or any forwardness to the lift. We want the body to be in one straight line. The rib cage is down on the ground. And when you lift your leg, you should not be able to see the inside of the heel bone at all. So just balance the weight on your leg. You might want to use this arm like a pillow under your head. And as you're ready, just lift. Second set. Third and last. Now, roll the bar off, fold your knee forward, and flex the ankle of the lower leg and lift that inside ankle bone straight up, engaging the inner thighs. First set, counting 8. Second set. Third and last. Good. Okay, let's swirl around and do the same thing on the other side. As you're ready, just lift. First set, counting 8. Second set. Third and last. And then rolling the weight off, folding that knee forward, feeling length along here. Second set. Third and last. So next we're going to go into oblique stability training. We're going to start with the pelvis down. We want to make sure our shoulders and pelvis is vertically stacked. Feel gravity pass through your spine, causing it to naturally slump like that. So to bring the spine to neutral, we do a tailward spinal reach. As the tailbone reaches from the head, it brings the lower spine into neutral and it engages the obliques. So we'll sustain that tailward reach with neutral spine. We can be on the pelvis. We can be up on the side of the knee, or we can be up on the feet. Breathe freely as you sustain. So that was 30 seconds. You can always go longer, or you can bail out and switch sides. Great job. Okay, let's release that. We're going to take some hand weights and do a standing shoulder segment. So we'll start with our feet wide apart. Going across the body, let's do a one-arm row, alternating with shoulder press. Feel your shoulder blades sliding away from and towards your spine. Four more. And now switching sides. Now how deep you go in this lunge is up to you. Listen to your body. Interpret the movement in a way that you feel trains you properly. Last four. We're going to split stance and do forward raises, not lifting higher than shoulder level or not much. Feel that your hand is carving an arc around the shoulder, about a quarter arc, and returning. 3 and 1. Keep rising through the crown of the head. Feel the neck long. One and 3. Alternate arm singles. Last 4. Now the palms face back, reach straight back. Keep rising through the crown of the head, gazing straight ahead, eye level. Advance the spine between the shoulder blades. Second set. Third and last. Now for side raises, let's do a mid-limb initiation where the elbow reaches high to the side. We make sure the elbow is not behind the armpit, and we make sure the little finger is not lower than the elbow. 1 and 3. Feel the shoulder blade gliding freely along the back, getting wider and narrower. Now alternate arm singles. 1 and 3, both together. Now we're going to add rotation for the rotator cuff. The elbow holds position a little below and in front of the shoulder. The hand carves 1/4 circle around it and returns. Feel your upper arm bone turning like a screw, externally, internally. Last one. Nice work. Okay, so let's put our weights down, get our mats out. We're going to do one last core training. We want to maintain a neutral lower back curve. The rectus abdominis running between pubic bone and sternum, if it lengthens, we can arch our back excessively. So if we lift the pubic bone, have it level with our sits bone, that length of rectus abdominis, for most people, maintains neutral spine. So let's take it down. And you might just want to bicycle your leg a minute just to feel where you need to be to feel neutral. Yeah, and then when you're ready, take it down. We're going to do a scissor change with a double pulse rhythm. Each heel is carving an arc the width of the sits bone. We want to be integrating our breath. Now you can bend your knee more and not take your leg as low to reduce the intensity, or the opposite, straighter and lower. We're going to switch the leg, drawing each heel towards and away from its sits bone. Now notice your right heel is always rightward of your tailbone. Your left heel is always leftward of your tailbone. Don't let that switch. The crossover is the upper body only. When you're ready, just start crossing over. We're going to do one more phrase. Great. So now let's begin our stretches. We'll begin by lengthening. Hands from feet, head from tailbone. And then one side of the body only. For example, left hand and foot from each other. Feel the space between your pelvis and ribs increasing. And switching. Now taking it to side line, stretching the front of the thigh and hip. Ideally, the center of the knee is directly under the sits bone, not narrower and not wider. So we can stretch the middle quadricep muscle across the hip as well as the knee. Stretch as long as you like, and then when you're ready to switch legs, the easiest thing is just to flip over to the other side. On our backs next, we'll reach one leg up, stretching the hamstrings. You can keep this leg bent or extend it. And switching legs. Each exhale, soften the tissues you feel tension in. Feel the foot float away from the hip, straightening the knee. Now let's circle the knees a little bit. Reverse. And then for inner thigh stretch, you can have the knee bend modified or fully extend. Let's cross one leg on top, dropping the knee wide. Draw the legs towards the body till you feel stretch along here. And switching sides. Now up to sitting. Repeating our chest stretch. Rise through the head, reach the hands back, and advance the spine between the shoulder blades. The fingertips reach up, the thumbs back, and we drop one hand. Tricep stretch. Now really root through this pelvis as you reach the head away from it, beginning a side bend of the spine. And then invest fully in that. Let's face the leg, release the head towards it for a back stretch. Rise and turn away from that, rotating the spine. Now turning just the head, counter-rotate the neck. And return. Okay, repeating chest. On to triceps. And beginning side stretch. Facing the leg, releasing towards it. Rising, rotating the spine. Counter-rotating the head. And return. This time, let's hang the head straight forward. And rise. And then just rocking the skull on the neck, looking down and looking up. Feeling the neck mobilize. Good job. So keep up your strength training. Be strong.